Right, very quickly on to our next issue. Rival taxi associations operating in Soweto will now have to wait for Guateng MEC for Transport Ismail Vadi to hear about their future. Vadi had asked the Nancefield, Dube, West and Witwatersrand Taxi Associations to submit motivations of why their ranks and routes shouldn't be closed. The fight over routes between the associations has left 3 people dead, 6 wounded by stray bullets. To tell us more, we're joined in studio by Mandlenkosi Maphalala from the Witwatersrand Taxi Association. We also invited the Nancefield Dube West Taxi Association, but they failed to confirm their attendance. So, but we thank you very, very much for coming in to talk to us. When did this feud start between the two associations?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it's 3 or 4 years ago.
Why? What went wrong?
Because of the routes. Which we've been operating since 1972, and then all of a sudden, 2015, we are being told that the route has been taken away from us to another association.
Okay, and how was that done? I mean, what was the paperwork or procedures done to have routes taken away from you?
We are trying to find out how it happened. Even our lawyers are busy trying to find out how it happened, but it has happened. One of the top officials in the government offices was pointed out that he's the one who made this mistake, which has cost so many lives.
Mm-hmm. If we have to come up with an amicable solution between the two associations, what would you like to see done?
I would like to see sit down with them and have a way forward. My wish is that we let us meet once, because we work 2, 3, 6 months, and then we start again. Hey, this is our roots, this is what. Maybe if we can match, or even if they do have their offices, but let us operate with any agreement that will take long. We can meet maybe once a month and discuss and see where we need to rectify mistake and the way forward.
Who decides on routes, though?
Who
decides on the routes? I mean,
we have a road transportation board which decides on the routes.
Of which association can ride which route?
Which association?
The association. So you're 2 associations that are at loggerheads with one another over routes. My question to you is, who decides which association can drive what route?
It's the government who decide for. We make applications, and we've been granted to use that route.
Okay.
And then later on, somebody come in and apply for the same routes, and he was granted without even consulting the first one, to say, now we are going to grant this, how are you going to work? Our plan is this, and then discuss this thing. You cannot just put someone on top of the other one.
Isn't it healthy, though, to have competition and choices for the commuters? I mean, why must there be monopolies over certain routes?
We are working on that. People choose their vehicle which they feel it can take them to their destination. But somewhere along the line, we separate because of the destination. Other people are going to Zola, others are going to Rockville. And then along the line in Dube, we meet again. We separated Orlando, we go to Para, they go to town, we go to town. So, in fact, it's not necessary for any fight.
Indeed, and certainly not for violence. You know, why resort to violence for something like this?
A mentality on us. Even our leaders have contributed in this, because some of the things you cannot talk here, but they are happening, whereby somebody will take whatever is been given and then decide to hand over something which doesn't necessarily need to be done.
Disrespect for law, because it's what we see every day on the roads from taxi drivers and associations. Would you blame that as well? Could you say that that plays a big role?
Yes, yes, it plays a big role. I would say that, yes.
But how do we get to the bottom of this? Because people's lives are in danger. So when you see taxi drivers doing what they do on the roads, driving vehicles that are so incredibly damaged and in the worst position possible, and then you still have to deal with taxi associations fighting and firing bullets at one another, I mean, who actually cares about the commuter at the end of the day? Because it doesn't seem the associations do. You only care about the money.
We do care about our passengers. Water, GT, we do care about our passengers. We don't need fight, in fact. We've been trying to negotiate with all the parties. We've been told the government, even before the incident happened, some of them, they come out from the social media. We are warned that this thing will be happening on this date and that day and the time. And we warn all the stakeholders, but they do nothing. Yeah. I mean, if you are a police or a government official, you meet with two people, and you can see this one is wrong. Why don't you arrest that person? They put rules and regulations on paper. Let's say, for instance, in the disputed areas, the government said, it's a gun-free zone. Yeah. And then he needs only queue marshals and squad men on those areas. No owner, nobody. But to our surprise, the owners get in there with their guns in front of the police. I asked them. So
there's corruption, is what you're saying? Yeah, this is a corrupt system that is not abiding by any laws and rules whatsoever.
I asked them.
Have you told
charge
the MEC,
already?
Did you speak to the MEC about this? Is the MEC aware of these allegations?
He's aware. We have made our submission. We have talked because we have not yet sit down with him. He always sends people.
So you haven't actually had a sit-down meeting with the two taxi organizations and the MEC yet? That meeting?
No.
Hasn't happened?
No, he sent other people to meet us, and then they phone him to say, yeah, we have said this and that, maybe take decision from there. We have never met him.
Do you know what the next step is? I know we're moving into news time, unfortunately, but what is the next step? Because the MEC's threatened to close the routes down.
He has threatened to do that, but we have submitted what he needed us to submit. Okay. We hope he will listen to our plea, because this is business. We support our kids through this. We pay bonds, we pay our cars through this. This is a business thing.
All right, we got to leave it there. Mandlenkosi Maphalala from the Witwatersrand Taxi Association talking to us about the disagreement about routes, and that's with the Nancefield Dube West Taxi Association. We'll follow up on the story and bring you more. It has just gone 8 o'clock. Let's get the news to you.